Welcome into this tutorial video on SimHub and overlays for iRacing. So I have several overlays that I've made for iRacing in the past year or so. Most recently, iRacing's updated their weather program, so I don't have to run an independent overlay for that, but what it's missing is track temperature. So SimHub has the ability to have free overlays or even a name your price model here. But what my overlay can do is basically it's just track temperature, and you can set it right over the top of the iRacing weather box, which I think is maybe the only information that's probably needed. But right now, there's no option to have track temp displayed, so that's what this looks to solve. So if we go to SimHub here, this is the program that we'll use to run the overlay. And there's a download page here at the top where you can download SimHub. You download it without a license, or if you want to get a license, you can basically name your price here. It's a pretty powerful program. I use it for overlays. I use it also to drive transducers outside of if the game doesn't have that ability natively. The free version is capped to 10 frames per second, but for track temp, which isn't updated all that much, it probably doesn't matter. And if you're only going to use it for track temp, it's probably just fine to use the free version. You will have to start SimHub up, and it won't detect the game automatically. It appears as well. There's probably some other limitations of the free version, but yeah, I mean for this pounds or euros, I don't know. But anyway, yeah, looks like you can name whatever you want for price. I bought it years and years ago, so I've already had it. So you need SimHub, and then the other program you're going to need is Romain Rob. I can put this in the description, but Romain Rob is a member who created a bunch of overlays, and within his overlay program, he's I think put together extra properties associated that will be read by iRacing. So you need this as well, I believe. So there's a download box here, which within that, well, you can get plugins only, but you probably need the whole entire package. So if you go to the download, you do get a README. It tells you how to install it. This is page like 53, so it's towards the end. It's fairly simple. I don't remember having to do much other than run the exe file. But he's made a bunch of overlays as well. So if you wanted to run his overlays, they're all comes with a bunch of them. And I've kind of taken what he started and kind of learned how to build my own. So that's how I created this weather track temp. So if we go over to SimHub, so this is what it looks like. It's fairly basic. There's two that I have in the description. So there's one with the black box, and then there's one without the black box in the back. And I'll put up some videos of this being in use. But once you get into SimHub, this is your home screen. It may look a little different with the free version. I think there's a banner saying, oh, get your license here. But when you go to install the program, it's very straightforward. You just, in the description, I'll have the two overlays. It's really just click and it automatically installs as far as I can recall. So in Dash Studio here is where you find your overlays. So when you come into Dash Studio at the top here, it'll always default to the dashboards. But if you go, and I don't know what the difference really is between the dashboards and overlays. I guess dashboards are for like external programs and overlays are for the PC, but you can swap any dashboard over to an overlay and any overlay to a dashboard. But Anyway, if we go to overlays, I have a bunch in here that I've kind of been messing around with. You can see Romaine Rob's, his are all in here. Um, and yeah, we can walk through setting up or how to get these displayed in iRacing. So one other thing before we jump into the session to run this, because I have basically modeled all my overlays off the old iRacing font system. You're gonna have to download this Myriad Pro font. I'll put this in the description as well. All you do is download this zip file. It comes with all these fonts, which you need because I think I've used this Pro Bold. So once you download that, you'll have to drag to the desktop. You can't go directly from the zip file into your fonts folder. Yeah, you can't go directly from the zip file to the fonts folder. You'll have to drag and drop onto your desktop, and then you'll basically drag and drop over this, or you can click browse to install more fonts. But you'll want to install this font for this to work properly as well. Okay, so now we're in iRacing. We can jump into the car. As you can see, I got the weather box in the corner here. Let me turn down my wheel. So we got the weather box in the corner, and you can see I don't have any overlays up. So if we go back in the Sim Hub, if you have the free version, you're probably going to have to load this every time. Mine's set to automatically come up, but if we want to load it, we just click the load. Or if you don't have one yet, which you probably don't, let me close this. You probably just want to do a new overlay layout, which will pull up this box here. And you click add overlay, and then you go, you won't have all of these, but should have the track temp or they're named differently just because that's how my overlays function with OBS. We can add the weather in here, and then we can basically edit this. You can, like any Windows application, drag this around. And I like it in the top corner, so we'll just size it up, drop it in place, and save the layout. And then the track temp will just appear in the weather box. And when you get out of the car, depending on how you have this set, when you get out of the car, it should also disappear. And when you go back in, it'll load back up. Now, to change that every time, you can show overlays when you're out of the car. This has never saved for me. I've always had to check that box. But now when we get out, you can see it's still there, still present in the corner. So yeah, that is the overlay, or the track temp overlay at least. Yeah, I run a bunch of different overlays through SimHub. Really just not even for my information. It's off on the side monitor, but it's all picked up for the videos to kind of cover up the black box just to make it, so you can always see the relative, because I often don't run relative open. I do off to the side, but I'm mostly into the controls of the car. So that's that. So yeah, all the links will be in the description if you want to check it out. Yeah, and thanks for watching.